With the 3D era fast approaching, Pac-Man had to up his game and become 3D just like many others. But how did Namco present this to us? With the Pacman World Trilogy and a racing game. Pacman World, a game made in 1999 for the original PlayStation to celebrate the 20th anniversary of a circle that eats ghosts. Do they revamp the original formula and go back to the roots of Pac-Man, or do they settle for something new, like Pac-Man 2? What do you think of when you hear PlayStation 1? FMV cutscene. And this game's got one. And it opens with a Pac Mockingbird. Perfect design, I love it. Just keep going with that. Oh shit, a Pac dog? Even better. You want a Pac child? We got it. A Pac professor? Damn right. And the man of the hour, the one you've all been waiting for, Pac-Man. So his whole family got straight up Pac-napped, and he's fucking upset. You guys hearing that emotion in that voice acting? That is prime. I can really feel for Pac-Man here. And right after that tear-jerking moment, we get the most upbeat music at the title screen. What a mixed message. After discovering his entire family got Pac-napped, Pac-Man walks out of his house moping like a depressed little bitch. He stumbles across an invitation to a party on Ghost Island to meet himself in person. So why not go? We then see the villain of this game, which is a giant robot Pac-Man. And this metallic motherfucker thinks he's Pac-Man. To prove that he was Pac-Man, he decided to capture Pac-Man so he can be the Pac-Man. But his ghost henchmen are dumbasses and accidentally caught Miss Pac-Man instead. So Robot Pac-Man orders the ghost to eliminate the real Pac-Man once and for all. Did I say real Pac-Man? What I meant to say was...
I mean that pathetic fool trying badly, I might add, to impersonate you, who is clearly the real Pac-Man.
After crashing his boat onto Ghost Island, the barely concerned Pac-Man is ready to fight for his family back. What a classic revenge story. The game is a semi-3D platformer, and involves Pac-Man going from point A to point B, collecting fruit, Pac pellets, eating ghosts. You know the drill by now. Since it's now in 3D though, Pac's got some new tricks up his sleeve. He can butt bounce to jump to higher places, run in place to open doors, and throw the Pac pellets you pick up to blow up enemies. And look at his adorable running animation. This guy really knows how to stay happy even though his entire family is now missing. You also get power-ups such as Metal Pac, which is in no way stealing from Mario 64's Metal Cap. And that's really all I can tell you about this game. I made it to the second level and I got lost, and I searched around for like 5 minutes for what to do, and that's exactly when my patience is up. And Pacman World 2 is next, so I'm like, fuck it, let's just do that. Finally, the game I've been all waiting for, Pacman World 2. The best game ever. The reason I wanted to do this, it's not the best game ever. The reason I wanted to do this in the first place, because Pac-Man 2. Just look at this title screen. Pac-Man's hacky-sacking the game title like a boss. This game's fucking flawless. The first cutscene of this game starts with Pinky lurking in the tall grass, stalking Pac-Man. What a start. Pac-Dog's like, get the fuck out of here. So she runs away. The other ghosts are on a mission though. A mission to steal the golden fruit off the tree in the town. After fucking around and not focusing on getting away from the town like smart criminals would do, a night ghost comes out from the ground and orders the ghost to obey him and to destroy Pac-Man. Pac-Man then wakes up and walks outside, and Professor Pac is freaking out about the fruit being missing. And again, of course, Pac-Man looks barely concerned, but he is willing to help. Professor Pac starts to spill some exposition about how the night ghost is named Spooky, and he was locked away by some Pac named Sir Pac-a-Lot. But honestly, who gives a shit? Let's just play some Pac-Man. The tutorial level explains all the collectibles to you right away. There's the typical fruit and Pac dots, fruit being the collect this thing because we say so, and the Pac dots giving you a piece of life when you collect 50 of them. And you can also collect pieces of health themselves and extra lives. And I swear, these devs knew exactly where there would be a lot of deaths, because they have checkpoints next to extra lives that respawn every time you die in every stage. There's also tokens that you collect hidden in stages that open up games in the arcade, but I'll get back to that in a minute. The basic controls are the same as the first Pacman World, a butt bounce, a run thing, but the projectile you get from collecting pack pellets is gone. The huge difference with this game though is the camera, which is now controllable, and the levels are fully explorable in 3D. Although it's still mostly go from point A to point B, there are branching paths that allow for explorations, finding fruit, and tokens to 100% a level. And 100% a level in this game is pretty fun because it got good damn level design. Well, except for the treetop levels, those kind of fucking suck. I do gotta say though, the levels sometimes overstay their welcome. Such as Avalanche Run, which has 4 sections of running away from an avalanche and 2 sections of normal gameplay. It's pretty excessive. There's also sometimes a ridiculous amount of fruit you have to collect in each level. Do I really need to collect 22 fucking strawberries in one level? This game has a pretend hub world which acts as its own level instead. This level has an arcade that you can play old Pac-Man games in. There's Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Pac Attack, and Pac-Mania. Now this would be a pretty cool feature, except you have to collect way too many tokens. For example, Miss Pac-Man, you have to collect 200 tokens. That's ridiculous. But, I mean, it does give a reason to collect things, so whatever. The only real problem I have with this game is the camera. Sometimes it's like, you know, fuck you. I'm not gonna let you beat this level or see what you're doing. And you're just like, oh, okay. But this is a problem with many early 3D platformers. So I'm gonna give this game a pass. The boss designs are all the same though. Metal ghosts that have different methods of attacking you. You basically run and do the same thing while beating them up. And this lava level pissed me off, so I'm not beating this game. But, you know, only for the sake of getting this video out on time. What else is there to say about Pacman World 2? It's still a great game that I remember when I was a child, and I still highly recommend it. It is the peak of Pac-Man's prime. But what's next for our boy Pac? How can Namco step up and improve upon the formula? I never realized there was a third game in the Pacman World series, and it's not even made in-house by Namco, so that's already a bad sign. But I'm going to go in with an open mind, and hopefully it is good. Yo, check out Pacman World 3, a lifeless title screen with ominous music. Very un-Pac-Man-like, but I must say, I am not excited. And if you let this creepy title screen stay for too long, you get a trailer for the game. I already have the game, Namco. Please stop trying to sell it to me. But this trailer is very deceiving. It makes the game look actually fun. And it's not fun. The story starts with Miss Pac-Man stepping and discussing Pac-Man's birthday with Pac-Man Jr. Then Pac-Man starts fucking talking, which is a goddamn sin in my book.
Cherry meringue sugar stuffed power pellet a l'orange? You shouldn't have.
Why the fuck is he talking? He sounds like a middle-aged man, and it's horrible. Anyways, Pac-Man straight up vanishes and keeps reappearing all over the town, and for some reason, Miss Pac-Man thinks that Pac-Man's playing a game with her. And then he disappears for good, and she's barely phased. I guess she's used to Pac-Man being barely concerned about her, so she's gonna be barely concerned about Pac-Man. So Pac is sent to some weird green goo trash place. Some ghost named Orson starts talking to him over the radio, and the game acts as if you know exactly who Orson is, without even explaining who it is. Oh, and they mentioned some dude named Irwin is behind the whole Pac-Man being sent to this place. Why are so many Pac villains so obsessed with destroying Pac-Man? This man has such a cute face. What is wrong with you people? This game seems like it plays like Pacman World 1 and 2, but they fucked it up. The butt bounce is now a combo that you do 3 times and makes a shockwave, but this totally takes away from infinite butt bouncing. What the fuck? And the running thing this time goes way too fast, you can't even control it. Check this out. Pac-Man zooms extremely quickly, and you can kill yourself without even trying. Pac-Man has a punch now, which is really weird, but it serves a purpose, as this game really focuses on fighting enemies more than anything else, which is not fun. There are countless sections that you just fight enemies, and it's really boring. They just keep fucking throwing enemies at you. I don't want to play this. This game has power-ups to help you fight, but they don't really do much to liven up the gameplay. There's also these really annoying parts of the game where they send realistic ghosts after you and you have to eat them all in one go with the power pellet power-up. This would be fine if the power-up lasted for more than 5 fucking seconds, but it doesn't, so fuck you. You're not eating all those ghosts. Guess what you collect though? Guess. It's fucking fruit. and Pac pellets. But this time, you also collect Pac-Man statues, which I'm pretty sure do something, but after getting frustrated, I turned off this game and realized I never saved, and there's no way I'm starting from the beginning again. This game took a really far departure from what made Pacman World 2 good, and it put all the focus in the wrong areas. I know I barely played this game, but I don't think I need to go on any further, because I know it's going to be a bad game. But wait, there's more! Just like the Jak and Daxter series, there's 3 main games and a racing spin-off game. But not just any racing spin-off game, a Mario Kart ripoff. And boy do I love Mario Kart ripoffs. Well, since this game doesn't have a story, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of this game, and yeah, this title screen is horrible. I mean, just look at the static images of the ghosts and the Pac-Man on the bottom. They look horrible. You know what though? Don't judge a book by its cover. That's what they always say, and that's what I'm gonna say. Let's press start. And let's do a quick circuit and see what we're dealing with here. Oh wow, check out these characters. We got Pac, and Miss Pac, and Pac Jr., and the 4 ghosts, and all the villains from the Pacman World games. The timeless classic villains. Robo-Pac, Spooky, Irwin. Big names going up there with Bowser and Dr. Robotnik. Let's pick Miss Pac-Man because we all know she's better than Pac-Man. But oh my god, what is this animation? The race begins and it's a Mario Kart ripoff. To be expected. You can drift, you can get items to use against enemies, and you try to stay in first. But it's not entirely a Mario Kart clone. This game has some tricks up its sleeve. For instance, there's a meter that you can fill up by collecting Pac pellets that allows you to turn into Super Pac and eat enemies that turn into ghosts. It's pretty neat, except it kind of sucks, because if you're in first, there's no point to it. There's also fruit that you can collect during a race that opens up shortcuts in the track. This is a really neat idea that I enjoy very much because shortcuts are fucking awesome. And check out the fairy ghost thing that flies around you sometimes. I have no idea what this does, but isn't it neat? You know what you do in these games. You race the circuits and unlock more racetracks. But there's even more unlockables than just that. There's also characters to unlock. And apparently one is the prince from Katamari, which sounds awesome, but I'm not going through that pain of unlocking him. To be expected, there are time trials and battle mode. The time trials are pretty standard, so there's not much to say. But this battle mode is horrible. These items never connect to your target, and you're more likely to kill yourself rather than the person you're facing. There are multiple times where I crash landed into the lake of lava without even a second regret, just because I'd rather kill Pac-Man than make him suffer through this horrible game. Let's be real here, guys. There's not a real reason to go back to this game other than to laugh at its sheer unremarkableness. The only reason it exists is to cash in on the Pac-Man name and the kart genre. Out of all the games that I talked about today, the only one that's really worth it is Pacman World 2. Any of the other ones, don't do it. But there's still more Pac-Man games of the modern era I have to go over before the epic conclusion of this Pac series.